traditional housewife entail?
Well, you tell me, because you said you're not one.
uh,
You picked the right one.
Housewife, I'm just imagining kind of being a slave. So
Let me stop you right here. Let me stop you right here.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Talk Podcast. I'm your host, Aisha Vivian. And yes, today is actually the first day of the new year. So I wish everyone who is listening a happy new year. I hope you all had a great start and a great night yesterday, a great start into the year. And yes, I wish everyone the best. So let's just go into it. What am I going to talk about today? It's a bit hard for me just to understand the mindset where this is coming from. I'm not really sure. I'm not trying to blame everything on feminism, but once again, to me, this is part of the issues that feminism brought up. So recently, I saw a video of a woman talking about how she thinks that being a housewife, being a stay-at-home mom, is equal to slavery. She truly thinks that being a housewife, being submissive, being a mom, submissive to your husband, being a mother who's not in a career, who's not in a job, is slavery. Being taken care of, having a husband who's a provider, who gives you the luxury, who provides a life for you and your children to be able to stay at home. You're taking care of your family. You're taking care of your kids. You can create your day the way you want it to, as nowadays considered slavery. And it blew my mind. It really did. It blew my mind. I sat there and I was just, speechless. And this particular video made me really speechless. It's not that I haven't heard this type of things before. I've heard it multiple times, this idea of women thinking that, for example, being submissive to a husband is such a bad thing. This word, submission, has become so demonized today that women are literally scared of. But on the other hand, all of these women are submissive to their jobs, to the conditions and the rules that the jobs tell them. They're submissive to their bosses, female or male bosses. They're submissive to the conditions in terms of you need to show up then, you need to finish then, you might have to stay longer. You need to deal with whatever circumstance are given by that job. You need to submit to the hours. You need to submit even to the pay. And that's easier for them to sacrifice so much for a job or a career. But the idea of giving the same effort for someone who cares and loves you or your own children is just insane to them. And me hearing that is just mind-blowing. I think about this a lot. How have we come so far? Actually, not far. How have we turned so much backwards to stop believing that the most precious things in life, family, relationship, have become the things that we look down on? To compare slavery with a wife, to compare slavery with a mother who chose to do those things willingly I don't have any explanation. It's just nonsensical. We need to understand how deep this indoctrination, this manipulation has gone, that women now look down on each other. If you don't have a career, you're less than, you're a slave. I used to believe, or we were all told, that the feminist movement was to give women the option to choose if they wanted to go into the work life, or if they wanted to stay at home and take care of the family. But over time, this has completely changed. Now, the feminist movement is so hateful against women who choose to become wives, mothers, and stay-at-home mothers. Women are not being respected for being a mom. They're looked down on, they're being laughed at, and they're being called slaves. The term calling someone a slave because they chose to become a mother and because they're with a partner, a husband that provides the life for them to be able to do this is now a bad thing. I mean, it's quite common nowadays that people just like to use words and throw them out there without understanding really what they're saying, or maybe they just don't care, just using harmful, shameful words to describe something that's not even the same way you would hear women calling men misogynist for sharing their opinion on the most tiny things about women. Whatever you say now as a man, you're a misogynist. Oh, I don't want to date a woman who's overweight. You're a misogynist. So we're used to just using terms to shame people. And now the newest trend is obviously to call another woman a slave who chose to become a wife, a stay-at-home mother, a woman who prioritizes her family first, a woman who prioritizes her children is being looked down on. So meaning all the women who came before us, our grandparents, our great-grandparents, our mothers, women who chose to take care of their families, they're now slaves. They're less than. Can we start making it make sense, please? Because by putting out this type of mindset, we are influencing the younger generation. We are teaching younger girls to think that it's now a bad thing to become a wife. It's now a bad thing to become a stay-at-home mom. If you choose that, you're considered a slave. We need to stop. We need to watch out what we're saying and what we're trying to put out there, because it has meanings and it can influence people. And it's just sad that women don't understand the powers that they have anymore. We just talk, say whatever we feel like. And it's funny because it's always those ones who claim to be so highly educated who would say things like this. A stay-at-home mother is now considered a slave. I don't know what is going through their minds. I don't know why. Sometimes I ask myself, people who think like this, are they maybe just jealous because they cannot have that life? Because they are actually not happy in the jobs or careers they chose, and to make themselves feel better, they start shaming the other women? What is it? Whatever it is, really, whatever it is, we need to stop. We need to stop with this, I cannot even find a word for it. It's just crazy. It's really just crazy. And it's painful to hear how women talk about other women.